Inside each and every one of us is a deep-seated desire to be rooted and to belong.
I guess for me, belonging just means to feel comfortable where you are and just to feel like you can be yourself and without having the worry that anyone's going to discriminate or, you know, not like the way you are.
In order to belong somewhere, you have to feel safe there.
Belonging means that you're a part of something and you're not just sitting around on the other side. You're not just left out or lonely.
In a world full of uncertainties, place and belonging matter even more. To our young people whose lives have been uprooted, or whose families have travelled across the world, or who are growing up in marginalised communities or in poverty.
Police would patrol here quite regularly before. It certainly wasn't a good place to live in a couple of years ago. The area was just so run down. And I think where you live often has an impact on the way you are and your mentality. And I think that environment really affected us in terms of our mindset and our way of thinking.
Whether you're a teacher, a head teacher, or a student, we bring what we are and who we are to the schooling situation. So if my life is chaotic, the chances are that I will bring a chaotic life into school.
There are many contrasts in the daily lives of our young people. No-go areas, insecurity, violence. And there are also families and communities who are encouraging and supportive. There are also the young people themselves, their resilience and their dreams.
We ought to be asking ourselves, how can education be structured to encourage social cohesion and social inclusion? How children perform and what they do should be reflected not just in terms of their examination performance, but in terms of how they grow as individuals.
But if young people don't feel safe physically and emotionally, they can't learn. Schools are one of the few shared social institutions that can create a sense of safety and belonging for our young people, or a sense of exclusion.
How can you learn and think and engage if you don't feel comfortable and secure and safe? You can't. Belonging is just at the centre of everything that happens in a school.
What would happen if we all thought about our schools in a different way? When you look through a prism, the light splits into component parts. You see things afresh. When we look at our schools through the prism of place and belonging, we understand more about the lives and experiences of young people and what troubles them. We make connections to the wider archipelago of communities and make spaces that are safe and creative. We understand what needs to be done to help our young people feel they belong. And our hopes and aspirations for young people become boundless.
The old school pretty much represented our and the local community's mentality, so a bit sort of battered, worn out. And I think the new school really helped to sort of rejuvenate that and give us a new sense of energy. You could see it reverberating all throughout the community. Seeing the change that's happened here, it's definitely made me more optimistic about my future. I've actually got an offer from the University of Oxford to study medicine there. It'll be filled with challenges, but I'm more than ready for the challenge, I think.
We have a vested interest in ensuring that we equip young people with the vision and the hope and the means by which they could feel comfortable with themselves and forge a future that makes them all feel safe and valued.
When we look at our schools through the prism of place and belonging, this transforms lives.
I would like to change things because when you leave school, you feel you're going somewhere new, but you want to also feel proud of where you've been as well.
This is the art of possibilities.